Eminem. Okay, so this is what I think of this album. Music to be Murdered. Um, Last couple episodes I've been talking about Eminem on the podcast, and I forgot certain albums that he put out because it's been like a blip or like a gap in my memory. Because for me, it's like I almost didn't remember those albums because I wanted to forget them. Um, the Revival album and the Kamikaze album. Kamikaze was supposed to be a return from the Revival being doo doo because Revival was not Eminem's best work. I listened to these albums again just so I have a point of reference. Um, I don't like when people say Eminem's albums aged bad or his music aged bad because when I go back and I listen to the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem Show, even Encore, great albums. Still can listen to them, great albums. If you're an Eminem fan, Eminem was disappointed in Relapse. If you're an Eminem fan, you loved Relapse. I loved Relapse. I love Relapse Refill. Recovery was the step up from Relapse. Recovery was a great album. I love that album. And then he had what do you have after that? He had the Marshall Mathers LP2. That was a great album. I think that was overlooked. Well, he had Rap God and he had a bunch of big moments on that album. But that album to me I like that album as well. For me, Music to Be Murdered is the best album Eminem's put out since the Marshall Mathers LP or even since Recovery. I don't know if I could say it's better than the Marshall Mathers LP 2. The second one, Marshall Mathers LP 2. I don't know if it's better than that, but it's easily better than Kamikaze. Easily better than Kamikaze. Some people liked Kamikaze, not a big fan. Revival did not like that album at all. Eminem's worst album in my books. Yeah, much better than those two albums. It erases that stench and that feel from that albums. I feel like those are probably. I was wondering why Eminem's been getting hated on so hard recently, and it seems like the media and the internet kind of turned on him. And it's probably something to do with the Revival and the Kamikaze album. Now that I really think of it, like those were like real weak moments in Eminem's career opposed to everything else. Because Eminem used to even look at it and think Relapse or Encore were bad albums. He was always say that because he had set the bar so high for himself because he's coming off of albums like the Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem Show. So he's looking at Encore like, that's not that. And then when he came back with Relapse, he's like, too much accents, too much hate from certain people. But I feel like those albums were really good albums. When you really look at them, they were good albums. Music to Be Murdered is a good album. When you listen to songs like Darkness has this old Eminem vibe where he's not over rapping, because sometimes it's like, of course Eminem's killing shit and he's doing all sorts of different flow patterns and he's challenging himself to do different things, but sometimes it feels like he's jamming too much syllables and too much words in a bar, and it would have been more relaxed if he toned it down a little bit, and then the song would have sounded a little bit better. So when you listen to Darkness, it embodies that feel. Like he's doing exactly what he needs, and it's technically sound music that I'm listening to when I listen to that music. Other songs in the album, his Slaughterhouse features and shit, like these were good songs. I didn't listen to it too much. Like I've listened to the whole album, but when you listen to an album twice, 3 times, like I listened to it, you're not going to get the full feel. You got to really listen to it multiple times. But Eminem's exactly what I said the last time I spoke about Eminem. He's a headphone rapper. You can listen to him in your music. When you listen to Eminem music, you got to get into your Eminem bag. You got to set the vibe for his music. You're not mixing him in a playlist with your Chris Brown and your Tory Lanez music and shit. You're not doing that shit. You're putting him on his own type of vibe. So it's like good album. Eminem's back. Surprise album too. I like that shit. Good way to start off 2020. I'm gonna wrap up the episode with that. So I'm giving him a positive review. Yeah. Blunt Talk with LT episode 65. We out here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah. Yep.